Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Alfred Hitchcock Presents review. Today it is Season 1, Episode 15, The Big Switch, starring George Mathews as Sam, Beverly Michaels as Goldie, and Georgie Stone as Barney. And this is a very entertaining episode. There are a few plot elements and twists that are a little bit questionable here, but I do find the episode on a whole to be very enjoyable and very entertaining. So we start in Chicago in 1920, as the episode tells us, and we're introduced to our lead character named Sam, and he's visited by a police lieutenant named Al, and we find out they've known each other since school, and Al's kind of there to give him some friendly advice. He basically tells him, I'm not sure why you're back in town, but I think it might be because of this woman named Goldie. It turns out that Sam is some type of criminal, and he is suspected of knocking off several people, but there's no real proof. And Sam says he's not in town to get revenge on this lady Goldie, and that everything will be okay. But our buddy the lieutenant isn't so sure, as we will find out later in the episode. So we go to the next scene, and Sam goes in a bar, and we're introduced to another main character, Barney, that Sam wants to see, and we find out that they know each other. And basically Sam wants to offer Barney money for an alibi because he does plan to knock off Goldie, of course, and Barney wants more money, and eventually they agree and come to terms, and they discuss the situation, and Barney tells Sam he has a plan. He tells him about this secret exit that the club has that nobody else knows about. So basically the plan is for Sam to come back to the bar, and he and Barney will pretend that they're having a card game, and at that point that will give Sam an alibi, and Barney will cover for him, and then he'll be able to go do his business with Goldie that he wants to do. Well, things take a little bit of a snag that night, as this doesn't sound like a very sound plan, I have to say. As the lieutenant is at the bar, it turns out he's been following Sam around because he's still suspicious. And he's checking up on him, basically. So Barney comes out for the card game, and he tells Sam, I'm a little bit concerned about this with the lieutenant there. But Sam says it'll be better because he'll have to say we were playing cards all night. And I have to say, they're setting up this card game in the back, and a waiter comes in, so he'll be able to say that he saw him playing cards. But this whole plan seems a little sketchy. I gotta say, for a guy like Barney who's done this before, couldn't he come up with a better plan? Like, what's to keep the lieutenant from checking up on this further at some point? The whole way they do this, where Sam leaves and Barney's just yelling over and over like they're arguing and not playing, couldn't that arouse suspicion? I thought that was a little shaky, but I guess if you just go with it, it's fine. So they go through with their plan, and Sam goes to visit this lady Goldie where she lives, and she comes home, and we meet her, and as we'll find out, she's a lot smarter than Sam is, that for sure. A nice way to say it is that Sam isn't one of our smartest characters ever in this show. So Sam gets really mad at her, he grabs her, he kind of throws her on the bed, and he pulls out a gun on her, and he basically says he's going to do her in. But Goldie says she doesn't argue. Instead, she says, okay, I know it's no use arguing with you, but can I make one phone call to my husband to let him know what's going on? Now, Sam, being not acting very intelligent here, tells her to go ahead and make this phone call. So Goldie does make this call, and she reads part of a letter that she got, and she talks about this baby. She makes Sam hear about this baby that she supposedly had, and it's obviously a trick. There's obviously a lot of code words and things in there to say that she's in trouble. And then she basically says that she named the baby for Sam. I think it's Sam's last name. So Sam suddenly feels bad, and he has a complete change of heart. This is the most unbelievable part of the episode, that this guy just all of a sudden, now he doesn't want to get rid of her. He actually wants to help. He says, what can I do to help? And he just leaves. You really got to buy into this to enjoy the episode, but because of what comes next, it worked for me. So we go back to the club, and Barney's still yelling about what's going on, and the lieutenant's getting restless, which is understandable. And Sam comes back to the club, and it's like almost simultaneous that when he comes back, Barney accidentally shoots himself with the gun, which is clear to see. But now the lieutenant and others come in the room, and Sam is the only one in the room. So it looks like he shot Barney, even though he wasn't there. And the part about this that's really amazing is that Sam basically admits now that he killed 6 people and they could never get him. There wasn't enough evidence, but he got caught for one that he didn't even do. He basically didn't kill Barney, but he got in trouble for it anyway. So this is a very solid, entertaining episode where a character, basically gets what's coming to him, I guess you could say, which is fine. I enjoyed the episode overall, even if some of the plot's a little bit unbelievable. And I give The Big Switch a 4 out of 5. So a solid episode, very entertaining and fast-paced, definitely worth watching. So a 4 out of 5 for The Big Switch, and as always, thank you very much for watching.